Transformers Legacy Stunticons might be one of the most successful combiners Hasbro's done in years. They're accurate, they're stable, and once they're all together, Menasor looks exactly like a modern Menasor should. But that's not really the question. The question is, are the Legacy Stunticons actually worth finishing? Or are they only worth it once you're in already too deep? Because with this set, the difference matters. At first glance, this looks like a standard team release. 5G1 inspired Stunticons, modern engineering, rolled out across multiple waves over multiple years. Still waiting on that G2. But let's be honest, you're not really buying 5 figures here. You're buying one combiner and splitting that into 5 different purchases. And that completely changes how you experience this line. These aren't Dinobots, they're not Megatron, they're not Optimus, they're not meant to feel complete standing on their own forever. Some of these figures are intentionally unfinished by themselves, because their real purpose is Menasor. And once you accept that, a lot of the design choices make much more sense. On paper, the Stunticons don't look outrageous. Individually, the prices feel manageable. You buy one, and it doesn't really hurt too bad. Unless it's Motormaster or Breakdown. The problem is what happens after the first one. You stop evaluating the next Stunticon as a standalone figure and start elevating it because this is going to get you closer to Menasor. Now you're committed. And with combiners stopping halfway, it just doesn't feel right. It just feels wrong. 2 Stunticons don't feel like a collection. It feels like a reminder that you're not done. And that's how the set pulls you in. At some point you're not asking, is the figure good? Is the figure worth it? You're asking, how many more until I'm done? And here's the part most of us don't like to admit. Not all of these Stunticons are designed to carry equal weight on their own. Motormaster is the foundation of the entire set, financially and structurally. The truck, the trailer, the engineering. This is where Hasbro put the budget, and it really shows. If Motormaster didn't work, none of this would. Dragstrip has the personality. He poses well, he feels complete. He's one of the few Stunticons that actually holds up as a standalone figure. Dead End quietly overperforms. Clean robot mode, solid car mode, he works whether you combine him or not. I'm also a little biased there. Wild Rider and Breakdown. This is where you need to manage your expectations a little bit. They're not bad figures, they're just purpose-built. They exist to become legs, and once you stop expecting more than that, they start to make a lot more sense. But really, Breakdown could have been a Lamborghini. Am I right? Everything shifts the moment you finish the team, however. Once combined, the compromises fade away, the unevenness matters less, and the shelf presence jumps way up. Menasor's solid. He's stable. He doesn't feel fragile or fiddly in any way. He doesn't need extreme poses. He doesn't need flight stands. He just stands there and looks really good doing it. And this is usually the moment where a lot of collectors quietly admit something to themselves. Yeah, this was worth it. But this is also a point where another conversation starts to happen. The upgrade kits, specifically DNA design upgrade kits. Out of the box, Menasor's good, but for a lot of collectors, he's not done. The proportions are close, the stability is there, but once you see the DNA kit installed, it's hard to ignore what it fixes. Cleaner silhouette, better balance, a Menasor that feels more confident standing there. And this is the important part. It's just not about making him look cooler. It's about making him feel like a final version. And once you start considering upgrade kits, the value conversation shifts another time. Now the question just isn't, are they worth finishing? It becomes, are they worth finishing and tracking down the upgrade kit? And in my view, for Menasor specifically, very much yes. The DNA kit feels less like an optional extra and more like the version Hasbro would have delivered if the budget and retail constraints weren't a thing. Is the base figure bad without it? Absolutely not. But if you're display focused, already committed to finishing the team, and want a Menasor to feel complete, it stops feeling like an indulgent and starts to feel like the necessary steps that Hasbro just couldn't do. So, who is this set really for? If you love G1 Menasor, this is it for you. If you want modern stable combiners to replace your combiner wars and power the primes combiners, this is for you. If you're okay with some figures existing mainly for the combined mode, this is for you. And if you're comfortable with the idea of upgrading it to the max to get the very best out of it, this is also for you. But you might want to rethink this if you judge figures on a standalone basis. If you hate being forced to like relentlessly track something that's almost impossible to find, or you just don't care about Menasor specifically, with this set, liking one Stunticon doesn't mean much, but liking Menasor means absolutely everything. The Legacy Stunticons are absolutely worth finishing, yes, but only if you're willing to accept the deal up front. You're not buying 5 equally amazing figures, you're buying one excellent combiner assembled piece by piece over time. And if you go the extra step and track down the DNA kit, that's when Menasor stops feeling like a project and starts to feel like his final boss version. If that trade-off works for you, this is one of the most satisfying modern combiners Hasbro has delivered yet. So those are my thoughts on the Legacy Stunticons. I'm curious what yours are. Do you think the upgrade kit was necessary? Did you manage to get them all? Are you waiting for the G2 versions like myself? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Maybe think about giving me a like, but only if you liked my content, and possibly think about giving me a sub and help the channel grow. Alrighty. Ew, it's Christmas.
You break my heart.